Hi, thank you so much. Welcome to another video podcast episode on real estate investing. And my name is Seewing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. And my special guest speaker is Maureen McCann from Spartan Invest, who runs a very highly successful, reputable real estate turnkey provider who's based out of Alabama and Tennessee in northern Georgia. So her company has helped many out-of-state investors to buy turnkey positive cash flow, and her investors coming from everywhere, every corner of the country, even every corner of the world, because these days you can buy property wherever you're located. You can do it remotely, passively, and still able to buy many properties with very minimal effort. So thank you so much. With that in mind, Maureen, for being with us. And here's what we're going to talk about. All right, we could talk about. In fact, when I was attending college in New York City years and years ago, the name of my college is Pace University in downtown Manhattan. We are located. The campus in which I was a college student at that time, I was majoring in finance and accounting at that time. And our campus is located, like, I kid you not, like 5 blocks away from Wall Street. Oh. So even way back then, because even though I came from a lower class economic background, growing up in Philadelphia and all that, but I've always have interest in money and finance management. That's why I went to college up there in New York City in Manhattan. So as I look back over the years, I went to a big detour. I did not enter Wall Street at that time. Upon graduation, I went into the U.S. Army. But anyway, I went to a very, very big detour. But my classmates, most of my classmates, they have entered Wall Street because they're right there. I mean, they can feel it, they can see it. So right now, plus the other people, Wall Street, right? Wall Street, they have this people from Harvard Business School, from the Wall Street people, they attend the best schools, the Wharton School of Business, MIT, Harvard Graduate School of Business, Harvard Business School MBA program, and Columbia and Stanford, whatever. So these are smart people. They are smart. That's how the stock market evolved over all this past century. They are very analytical. They know what they're doing. So as a result, stock market over the years has provided investors, the mainstream mom and pop investors, but to buy mutual funds, right? Buy stocks, and people invest in stocks. That's fine. I did that once upon a time as a financial planner. But when a regular investor, when they buy a stock, when they invest in mutual funds through their IRA or their 401k or regular mutual funds, right? They use what we call it asset allocation. Asset allocation, diversification, dollars cost averaging. When you, for example, when an investor, when they invest in the 401k plan or $100,000 or whatever, there's a asset allocation. So in a mutual fund, if the 100 grand, you put in like 30% in a large cap, 15% in small cap, and 10% in high tech stocks, or 5% in bond and 3% in money market. That's how you diversify your mutual fund portfolio, right? So as I reflect back on my 20 years of real estate investing, I have incorporated the Wall Street type of investment methodology into the Main Street, from Wall Street into Main Street. You know what Main Street means? Main Street is real estate. Yeah. Okay. So Main Street is real estate. So over the years, you as a mom and pop investor, you can use the same investment methodology instead of using mutual funds and stocks. You are creating your portfolio with a portfolio of real estate properties, rental properties. What are they? Marie, can you say something? I might have lost you with the audio. Okay, you're good. So really, so with the turnkey passive investing, with professional property management available to you, for the past 20 years, the out-of-state passive turnkey investing has been around since the beginning of 2000, 22 years ago. I entered in 2004, so you could make the argument I'm one of the pioneers in the turnkey out-of-state investing. And right now it has evolved tremendously, right? Because you are Maureen, you do same business model, and many other companies are using this kind of business model, right? So consequently, because of these hands-off passive investment, you can buy single-family homes, a physical asset, an investor own 100%, a duplex or triplex, maybe even a fourplex. You have to investor if each individual investor have the capacity, if they have $100,000 cash or $150,000 cash, and they can do 20 to 25% down financing, they could buy a portfolio of cash flow properties in a good market, and own a portfolio of real estate on their own. They don't have to manage it. They don't have to deal with the tenants, with the toilet, whatever. The investor doesn't have to evict the tenant, doesn't have to fix the toilet or whatever. They delegate everything to the property manager and the whole team, the whole umbrella. So you could make the argument, if you own 5 or 10 of these properties over time for the next 2 or 3 years, as you buy this kind of rental properties, you really have very little to do. You do it with part-time with 1 hour of maintaining of your portfolio, and that hour per month consists of logging to your property management portal to see what's going on with your property. Yeah. So the future of this investing, Maureen, is turnkey out-of-state investing, because a lot of people are very busy. They don't have time to study the market. Most people have full-time job. They have family responsibility, children to take care of, their career to manage. They don't have time to match their portfolio. And some people, they do have time. Some people, they don't want to buy out of state. They must insist on buying property where they are located, so they can feel it. They can manage it their own. We still can see those people around. Those people, they have this, I call it, the Stone Age investing methodology, right? I mean, Neanderthal. So if you want to continue with your self-managing your property, buying property local to where you live, oftentimes it doesn't make sense because it's so pricey. The return is so low if you buy property in your own backyard, that is. But this out-of-state investing is taking off. Passive investing, in the way that I just described, is the wave of the real estate investing future. Either you will embrace this concept and get involved in this investment methodology, or you can be left behind because you simply cannot buy property in your backyard and scale it and work smart in a way that you can buy multiple properties. Yeah, you can self-manage 1 or 2 properties, maybe in your own backyard, even if the return makes sense, which oftentimes it does not make sense at all, because if you live in California, if you live in the San Francisco Bay Area where I live, the median price of a home is almost $2 million, single-family home, built in 1950. There are like 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like 1,500 square foot. It's costing you $2 million. And similarly, down in Southern California, same thing where you live, almost same thing. Anyway, I make my peace. So Maureen, your chance to take over.
I like where you're going with this, because I think what would be really relevant for your listeners to understand is that this turnkey business model is relatively new. It's in its infancy. This is a concept that was really introduced to me 13 years ago. And you were talking about, it's really been around almost 20 years. The family that started Turnkey is a family that I work for based out of Memphis. And it really started with the dad, he retired from the grocery industry. He started flipping houses, then he started managing the houses for himself. And then his friends were like, what are you doing? I want to do that. Can you do that for me too? And so that is how it started. It was like, he was doing it for himself and his family. Then his friends and family started asking him to do it for them. And then it just grew into this model where you buy the property, you buy the distressed asset, you renovate it, you place a qualified resident in it, and then you manage that. And he was just doing that for himself, and then his family, and then his friends, and then other people wanted to know. And then they started going on the road shows. They were going to New York and California and talking about buying properties in Memphis, Tennessee, and don't worry about it. We'll take care of everything for you. That is when I came into this turnkey world. That's who was doing it. There was nobody else doing it on that sort of, in that organized business-like fashion. You had people that were house flippers and then just wanted to get out of the deal and then find, send you off to go find a local property management company. But it wasn't turnkey. It wasn't all together under one roof, under one leadership team, running it like a business, not just like a house flipper. So I learned this business model from the family that I believe developed it. And I took it and ran with it in other markets. And I know, Seewing, you work with other groups, same thing. There's some people that have done it in different states. And I will say, just like all dentists are not the same. You have some that are really, really good and some that are really not so good. Right. Same thing in turnkey. You've got some that are excellent and some that are not so good, right? Yep. So it's a matter of, finding the resource, like through a Seewing who has vetted and found and identified turnkey operators that truly run it like a business. Good stewardship of your capital, committed to delivering a consistent year-over-year rate of return on your capital. That does not exist in every turnkey company that is out there. I will tell you that for sure. And Seewing has aligned himself with those companies that do. And that's why it's such a privilege, because I know he's done the hard work. Some people just go, hey, I just want to get a fee. If you just, send me some properties and I'll send you some clients and, and that way we can make a deal. He doesn't do that. It's all about vetting the company to make sure that they operate on the same principles and values that he does. And so I think, in summary, you really have to understand that a lot of people will say, in your mind, you'll say, well, I haven't heard of this before. This is all kind of new. I don't really know about this. All good questions. Just know turnkey rental property done for you is a relatively new industry, a relatively new space, and not everybody in that space is really good. Some are, and you want to align yourself with those. So it is actually very true that you, as a busy professional, busy CEO of your household, working mom, working dad, coaching little league, having all of these things going on in your life, and you're very busy, and you think, how do I diversify in real estate? Because Maureen and Seewing are saying that's what you should do because it's the road to wealth. But I don't have the time or inclination to go out and find a property, find the money to buy it, find the contractor that's going to stay on the job and oversee his quality of work, and then go, screen a tenant, do the background check, the credit check, place them, and then handle all the calls that come after that renter is placed in that property. If you don't want to do all of that, but you want to just own the real estate and collect the cash flow and the capital appreciation that comes with it, there are reputable companies that you can align yourself with that will actually do it for you because we want to, because we benefit too. So turnkey does work, just have to find the right ones.
Wow. Well said, well put. There's really nothing else I can add. You recap it perfectly. And yeah, wow.
Wow. Thank you.
There's a reason why I have you as a special guest. Wow.
Just my perspective, I think when I look at the timeline of turnkey and how I entered it at the timeline that I entered it, I just have a perspective on the industry that maybe is fresh. For me, it's familiar, but for other people, it might be a fresh, perspective just because they haven't seen it through my lens. I haven't seen things through their lens either. They may understand, NFTs or crypto better than I do. I don't understand that world, but I understand turnkey, how it started, how it evolved, what it does for people, how I've jumped in to be able to help thousands of investors. Well, I should say thousands. Well, when you combine two companies, thousands of investors, but the company that I'm with now, we've got about 700-800 investors. So we're still in the hundreds, not thousands yet. But I've been able to help hundreds of investors who had no idea about this, who don't want to do the heavy lifting, but want to diversify into rental properties. It's a service that we provide because all of us win. We do all the heavy lifting, we find it, we fund it, we renovate it, we tenant it, we manage it, you buy it, you collect the cash flow. We make the decisions on it on a monthly, daily basis and communicate with you every month to update you on what's happening. And handle any situations that come up. So that's what we do, and turnkey does work.
Yes, it does. You got to find the right team, find the people you trust. And clearly, Maureen McCann and her company, Spartan Invest, is something I trust quite a bit. So with that, and of course, what we here at the Yee Wisdom Network, we do the same thing. We help our investors, most of them from California, to buy out-of-state turnkey remote passive investing, and been doing it very successfully all these years. And we help people make a lot of money and achieve their financial goals. And we can do the same. But all you guys out there, just have faith in yourself, and just enter this world and take the risk. And it's good risk. And
reach out to Seewing, talk to him, find his number, find his contact, ask him to coach you on how to get, I forgot that his background was a financial advisor. So he offers more than just the real estate alternative investment space. There's a lot more that he can offer. So reach out to him, find out what more you can do. Just ask the question, be curious, have an exploratory conversation, dive in.
Likewise here, Maureen. Maureen, you also, you have the personal touch. You care about investors a lot, and you create a relationship. It's all about creating trust and liking people. If people like you and they trust you, the rest is icing on the cake. Right.
And do right by them. You do right by them, that works for you.
That's right, exactly. Well, with that said, thank you for attending. Hopefully you guys out there receive a lot of value from this presentation, and thank you for speaking, Maureen McCann from Spartan Invest. My name is Seewing Yee from the Yee Wisdom Network. Thank you. Have a nice day. We will see you on the other side of fear. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.